Starting lineup: Mundo, Yi, Vex, Caitlyn, Olaf, up against Heimerdinger, Shaco, Katarina, Set, Mordekaiser. Rating of the picks for a casual game: Mundo as a top, 10. Yi in the jungle, 10. Vex as a mid, 9. Caitlyn as a shooter, 10. Heimerdinger as a top, 10. Shaco in the jungle, 7. Katarina as a mid, 4. Set as a shooter, 7. Mordekaiser in support, 9. Here in this game we arrive at the curious situation of this German boy somehow undercutting the joke that I have with my Slovakian brothers where we go everything's a castle boss. Apparently we're somehow in on that joke. Similarly, in just as ridiculous a manner, this Caitlyn having a bit of a scion identity crisis, going to attempt to tank through everything and play bruiser. And now have the game, yeah. You can compare the typical Caitlyn playstyle, poke, kiting, positioning, ADC focused builds with Sion's playstyle, engage, crowd control, tankiness, highlighting the differences and showing how using Caitlyn incorrectly can hurt team performance. Maybe show clips of Caitlyn trying to play as a tank or front line and why it doesn't work out. Add a layer of humor by reacting to the absurdity of trying to use Caitlyn as Sion. You could even build up a humorous guide on how not to play Caitlyn with tongue-in-cheek tips. And we see here the beginning about 4 minutes in, going to end up the red team scoring first blood. At this stage of the game, it is somewhat endearing and forgiving. You think that the person may just not have paid attention, but alas, it shan't be so, because this didn't happen because the person didn't pay attention. This Caitlyn player will progress throughout this game, continuously playing Caitlyn indeed as though it was Sion. And it is entirely unclear whether this person realizes the absurdity of that or not. This delightful little interaction with Vex patrolling the river, it ends up coming down to Caitlyn behaving like Sion. When there's 1 or 2 people, I'm going to completely cover you, even when you're making unforgivable mistakes. In this case, there are 3 people, and that would just be trading in your death for mine. And we know enough of the League community by now to realize that no matter how many times I'm going to sacrifice myself for you and die in your stead, you're going to end up trying to report me all the same. When you put yourself into impossible positions and impossible situations, I will take out the guy that comes after you. You will then progress to find new situations and new people to come after you, and then those will take you out. And when it's all said and done, you will report me for abuse, or you will say that I was a horrible teammate. So here we go. You got Set stalking you, popping the ultimate. I come after Set, take him out, make sure that he can't hurt you. So you shamelessly, of course, find a way to die to Mordekaiser, perhaps by trying to snipe the kill that I'm making on Set. And this is not a moot point, this is a moot person. This little interaction with this unfortunate Heimerdinger player, above Aquamarine ranked this guy, will end up doing atrociously, 0 and 8. This guy has thousands and thousands of hours in the game and has extreme mastery on Heimerdinger, and he's out here playing with beginners going 0 and 8. Really, in many ways, this is as damning a thing as you will find, because it basically suggests that no matter how much effort you put in, some people literally learn nothing at all. Which, potentially, I guess, we could still be here 10 years from now in the exact same rank, in the exact same spot. Which is a terrifying idea. Another unfortunate moment for this Heimerdinger player, as you're indecisive about going back to the base with 0 resources left. This is one of those what did you think was going to happen moments, especially after thousands and thousands and thousands of hours in this game. Nihilism is its own form of punishment, as some Keppa would say. You are confronted with a number of ruffians in the bottom lane. Everybody else has died because they are not good at the game. So you have the choice between shamelessly giving up on the turret or trying to defend it, and I'm just going to dare these 3 players in terms of whether they understand their characters well enough to actually pull something, and it turns out that they do. A bit of a moot point on top of being a moot player, but this Caitlyn player is going to end up going 0 and 12, getting ambushed in the bottom lane multiple times. We get this ye-less struggle for a while in the mid lane, as Mundo is going to come down, play his role overall rather well, though without any kind of personal warmth, functionally being a tank in the mid lane and just so difficult to screw up that pressure of being unkillable. It puts a strain on the brain of the entire enemy team. We will end up eventually going from the top lane, sneaking back into the mid lane, pushing it there, getting past the inhibitor, doing irreparable harm to the enemy camp. When we look at these characters on the blue team, Mundo, Yi, Vex, Caitlyn, Olaf, and we try to get an understanding for their synergy and how well they could work together, we would have to say an A. Caitlyn is the easiest shooter in the game, and an absolute surefire pick that should probably be a ban in every single game if the world made any sense. Vex is an uncharming but highly mobile mid that fits the general League approach very well, almost a hero that was made and designed with League core mechanics in mind, especially in terms of the interaction of coming down to the bottom lane or up to the top lane. You have a functional Mundo just continuously shielding other people from damage and absorbing so much of the enemy DPS, effectively having them waste their energy and their weapons. This is as good a collection of champions as you will find in the casual environment. We take a look at this team red, we see Heimerdinger, Shaco, Katarina, Sets, Mordekaiser. Thinking about the synergy, how well they could play together, we would have to say AB. Simply put, you have Shaco and Katarina who throw a bit of a wrench in the team synergy. Additionally, you have the unintended result of having two top laners in the bottom lane instead of one, which of course this was originally selected, Set as a shooter and Mordekaiser as a support, precisely to counter being too squishy, but now you end up going too far to the other end because you have this unfortunate combination of things. And this is really on the Set player more than on anybody else. Taking a look at these individuals then, thinking about how they behave, what positions they took up, and how well they interact with other people, we would have to say this Mundo player, AB, cold-hearted, solid tanking, functional, hard to mess up Mundo. You were everywhere, you had a lot of energy. In many ways did it for very selfish and nihilistic reasons. Not a personality type that synergizes well with Mundo, but you got the job done, and you were definitely a positive force. You end up making the mistake of going Thornmail last. That is wrong. You should go Thornmail first, and then after you have a little bit of a wall, you can pad the health on later. You don't first fill up the whole tank with a bunch of health points and then pad the walls of armor when you're done, because that way you end up taking the maximum health damage every single time for every single thing, making that immense life pool as useless as possible. We have this Russian boy, Yi player, with high mastery and a magnificent skin in the jungle. We would have to say an A for this Russian boy. You never sat still, you tried your hand at everything, you definitely miscalculated at times, but it's a behavior score, not a KDA score. You end up knowing Yi so well, and arguably, as I've learned, Yi is the highest snowballer in the entire video game. Yi is also one of the channel's biggest mistakes so far, as we've gone on a little bit of a Yi stretch ourselves and we have not finished a single game without getting a quadra kill, because apparently once Yi gets his hands on a couple of items, you can get a quadra kill with your eyes closed, making Yi probably a top 3 casual champion, period. And again, he probably should be a ban in many a game. Also seems to be picked the complete inverse of Pyke, always by people who have no idea what the hell they're doing. We have this Vex being very generous, participating everywhere, responding to everybody's complaints. We would have to say a B. Very good way to play Vex, not perfect. You end up going all out fanatically offensive. You landed on 13 and 6, and we're definitely a winning player. We take a look at this Caitlyn, going 0 and 12. It seems like you looked up a Caitlyn build, which is a solid build, featuring the Collector and Infinity Edge. Much too difficult for you to play, of course. You need to add a lot more survivability in there if you're going to go 0 and 12. The difference between a learning, humble player and a toxic player is the gratitude and the post-game attitude. By way of stereotype, you ended blaming everybody else for your miserable playstyle. Your teammates had to save your life over 5 times and you did not show any kind of signs of learning anything, improving anything, or being grateful or thoughtful in any way. And it really kind of makes you wonder how a person like that goes through life. In the end, all the protecting that I've been doing, all the live life saving only resulted in you reporting other people, such as myself, for comms abuse, a clear C, and absolutely a team wrecker. It's clear that you do not have many games under your belt. Perhaps this would be a good time to reconsider whether you want to get into League. You are a typical example of something that will end up being a cancer to the League community in the long term. Best for everyone if you don't. We look at this Heimerdinger player with insane deranged experience, putting the emphasis on deranged here, building Heimerdinger with Death's Dance, Ruined King, and Immortal Shield Bow. Going 0 and 8, we would have to say a C. Hopefully this was some kind of troll move, because otherwise you're having neurological problems. The best way to summarize this Heimerdinger player would be that it is the ultimate fear, the Shelob in the room, as we specifically and particularly want to avoid ending up like this person. It is obvious that it would be much more flattering to have no experience at all and to play this badly. At a certain point, clearly, when the performance is not improving, the more experience you have, the more pathetic you are. We have this Odin Shaco player going 9-2 and 9, using Leandri, using the Collector. Seems like a build you also looked up on a standard guide. This person was a thinker and had a lot of awesome things going, really understood the concept of Shaco very well, being perhaps the ultimate selfish agent. Worth watching this guy play, and you can absolutely do so at the end of this video. We would have to say a B, because you ended up pulling a Shaco on everybody amazingly well, which typically will not result in any contributions towards structural damage or objective damage, such as drakes or turrets, which is why we never ever see Shaco in pro play, because he's a selfish rat. We have this Katarina going 6 and 9. We would have to say a B. More on this Katarina's items later. Katarina is up there with the hardest champions to play. That almost inherently means that it is inappropriate to play her under anything than diamond rank. You should absolutely not be playing extremely difficult things such as Lee Sin and Katarina and even Kaisa. This is effectively a kind of team sabotage, because the chances that you're going to pull this off are about 1 in 100. We have this Set player, seemingly also looking up the stereotypical build of the Ruined King and Stridebreaker. Set really known in the community for always being milked like a cow for every drop of blood that he can possibly offer. Kind of amazing when you think about it, how he's able to stay standing like this, despite the fact that you never put a single piece of armor on him. It's very interesting that the entirety of everybody in League has become convinced that if your job is to get punched in the face, that you should not have any way to mitigate that at any point, and just always precisely get punched in the face without any kind of wall or armor or plating of any kind. It's kind of as though you would send out a tank that was just like a guy on a bicycle with a rocket launcher. We'll give this guy a B. Definitely a selfish player with an understanding of set and an understanding of the tankiness that is missing in terms of champion selection in the casuals. We take a look at this Mordekaiser player who was everywhere on the map and had immense experience with Mordekaiser, clearly found his champ. He went 6, 5, and 10. I think playing Mordekaiser in the support role like this is a magnificent thing. I think shooter players are typically going to need the type of cover that a guy like you could offer. Definitely an asset to most teams out there. I would give this guy an A. You were all over the map, very active, never saw you say a negative thing, continuously working for the success of the team, going deep into enemy territory by yourself, winning mentality, hell of a guy. Overall, you'd have to say a 6-2-3 game. We're going to make use of this ridiculous imbalance in the game where the support always gets an S no matter what he does at the end of the game to take Olaf up to Mastery 10. When we're at Mastery 10, we're going to spam ranked as much as we can on Olaf, only leaving breaks for either my physical health or a period of ease and respite after a potential vote to ban me. Taking a look at the scoreboard here. A very trying, tempting thing here. That's 100 ability power, 110 ability power, 65 here, 65 here, 105 ability power here. And this amounts to essentially either a limitless ego or not understanding what you're doing when you're putting all of the pressure exclusively on your raw damage output. Because now you have to make all of your shots and you have no buffer whatsoever. To do this on Katarina, you would have to be a special talent. We see here our friend Caitlyn with vision score 6, 3 wards placed. One thing that you're still capable of doing is aiding the team in unconventional ways, even if you're not capable in a fight. This makes the difference between a person who struggles but has a golden heart, as opposed to a toxic player. Moving on.
Until minions spawn.
To action!
Minions have spawned.
Urge to kill rising. To plunder.
Headshot.
Approaches. I'm going.
Mind the trap.
Urge to kill rising.
First love.
The might of Lockfar approaches. To action! To plunder!
Ally has been slain.
Urge to kill rising. I'm going. The might of Lockfar approaches.
As expected.
Action! Urge to kill rising.
Pay no attention to the trap.
Thunder.
Slain.
The might of Lockfar approaches. I'm
An
going.
enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Urge to kill rising.
Brilliant.
Destruction! The might of Lockfire approaches.
You have slain an enemy. Ally has been slain.
To
An
plunder.
enemy has been slain. Shut down. Enemy killing spree.
I'm going.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Urge to kill rising.
As expected.
To action!
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Plunder.
Enemy killing spree. Enemy rampage. An ally has been slain.
The might of Lockfire approaches.
Shut down.
Urge to kill rising.
Miss it.
Has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
Plunder.
Brilliant.
Urge to kill rising.
Enemy rampage.
The might of Lokfar approaches.
An ally has been slain.
Plunder.
An enemy has been slain.
Boom. Headshot.
I'm going. Obliteration.
Slain an enemy.
Urge to kill rising. The might
Shut down. Double kill. Enemy killing spree.
to action. Plunder.
Shut down. Your turret has been destroyed.
Urge to kill rising. I'm going.
An enemy has been slain.
Right where I want you.
The might of Lokfar approaches.
Enemy rampage. An enemy has been slain.
To plunder.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down. Shut down.
I'm going. The might of Lokvar approaches.
Don't even think about it.
Urge to kill rising. The axe is thirsty. To action!
An ally has been slain.
I'm going. To plunder. Faster to battle!
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Some fire!
You have slain an enemy.
Urge to kill rising. To action!
An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
The might of Lokvar approaches.
Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
I'm going.
An enemy has been slain. Our ally has been slain. Sorry. Your turret has been destroyed.
Urge to kill rising.
An enemy has been slain.
To plunder. The might of Lockbar
Calibrating.
to action! Rising!
Well, look at you. Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain. Rampage. Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
To action! Chop, chop!
An enemy has been slain.
Death by steel!
Clears the path. Don't even think about it. Your team has destroyed a turret.
As expected.
Your inhibitor has respawned.
Urge to kill rising!
destroyed a turret.
To action!
Killing spree.
To plunder! I'm going.
Destroyed a turret. Minions have spawned. think about it.
Did you miss it?
Killing spree. Turret plating will soon fall.
Wouldn't do that.
Killing spree. Rampage.
followed in the diagram.
Red team double kill. Rampage.
smaller than the diagram.
Going somewhere?
Smaller than the diagram. No, not all the rockets.
Killing spree. Rampage. Killing spree.
Steady.
Legendary.
Down.